Ever wondered how Zionism, a movement that has shaped much of modern Middle Eastern politics, came to be? In the late 19th century, a new political and religious wave was taking shape, poised to transform the course of history. This was Zionism, a movement with a clear vision, the establishment of a homeland for Jews in the land of Israel. This was more than just a dream. It was a response, a reaction to the rising tide of anti-Semitism that was sweeping across Europe. The seeds of this movement were sown by none other than Theodor Herzl, an Austro-Hungarian journalist, playwright and political activist. Herzl's vision was not just about a physical space for Jews to call home. It was about creating a sanctuary, a refuge from the growing prejudice and hostility that Jews were facing. Herzl's writings, particularly his 1896 book, The Jewish State, sparked a flame that would soon spread across Jewish communities worldwide. His passionate advocacy for Zionism led to the first Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland, in 1897. This Congress marked the formal establishment of the Zionist organization, which would later evolve into the World Zionist Organization. So what caused this surge in anti-Semitism that spurred Herzl and others to action? It was a complex web of social, economic and political factors. Jews were often scapegoats for societal problems, and anti-Jewish sentiments were being stoked by populist leaders for their political gains. This hostile environment, coupled with legal restrictions and physical violence, made the need for a Jewish homeland ever more pressing. Thus began the journey of Zionism, born out of a desire for a safe homeland for Jews amidst increasing persecution. And the year 1917 marked a significant milestone in the history of Zionism. But why was it so crucial? Let's delve into it. In the midst of World War I, a letter was drafted that would become a pivotal turning point for the Zionist movement. This was the Balfour Declaration, named after Arthur Balfour, the British Foreign Secretary at the time. This wasn't just any letter, mind you. It was a statement of intent from the British government expressing their support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. An interesting point to note here is that Britain at this time didn't even have control over Palestine. It was still under Ottoman rule. However, with the war dynamics shifting, Britain saw an opportunity to secure a strategic foothold in the Middle East and saw the Zionist movement as an ally in this endeavour. Now you might be wondering, what was the impact of this declaration? Well, it was monumental. It was the first time a world power had thrown its weight behind the Zionist cause. This gave the movement a legitimacy it had hitherto lacked. For the Jewish people, many of whom were suffering from the horrors of war and discrimination in Europe, the Balfour Declaration represented a glimmer of hope. It sparked a wave of Jewish immigration to Palestine, laying the groundwork for what would eventually become the State of Israel. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The declaration also ignited tensions between Jewish immigrants and the Arab population in Palestine. This was partly due to the ambiguous nature of the declaration, which also stated that the civil and religious rights of the existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine should not be prejudiced. Many felt that this dual commitment was contradictory and sowed the seeds for future conflict. The Balfour Declaration thus became a beacon of hope for Zionists, pushing the movement further ahead. A dark period in history, the Holocaust would paradoxically fuel the Zionist movement, but how? Let's delve into this somber chapter and its profound influence on Zionism. The Holocaust, an atrocious event that took place during World War II, witnessed the systematic mass murder of 6 million Jews. This stark manifestation of anti-Semitism on an unprecedented scale further emphasized the need for a safe haven for Jewish people, a sentiment at the heart of Zionism. This devastating period in history intensified the Zionist movement, already a century in the making. The Holocaust's grim reality underscored the urgency for a Jewish homeland, a place of refuge where Jews could live free from the fears of persecution. The world was shocked by the enormity of the Holocaust. The global community, recognizing the Jewish people's suffering, was more sympathetic to the Zionist cause. It was clear that Jews needed a place where they could control their fate, a nation of their own. The Holocaust also had a profound impact on Jewish identity. The horrific experiences of the survivors strengthened their resolve to never again be victims of such atrocities. This led to a surge in support for the Zionist cause among Jews worldwide. In essence, the Holocaust became a catalyst for the Zionist movement. The world's collective guilt and sympathy, combined with the Jewish people's renewed determination, accelerated the push for a Jewish state. Yet it's important to remember that this period of history is a stark reminder of the dangers of hatred and intolerance. We must never forget the atrocities of the Holocaust, but we should also recognize its role in the evolution of the Zionist movement. The horrors of the Holocaust amplified the urgency of the Zionist cause, leading to pivotal changes in the years to come. 1948, a year of triumph for Zionists, but what happened? Think about it. For decades, Zionists had been yearning for a place to call their own, a sanctuary, a homeland. And in 1948, their dream became reality. The State of Israel was born. But this was no ordinary birth. It was the culmination of a long journey marked by perseverance, determination, and an undying belief in a cause. This was not a journey without obstacles, however. The road to 1948 was marked by numerous challenges and setbacks. But the Zionist movement, fueled by the shared dream of a Jewish homeland, persisted. And in May 1948, their vision was realized with the establishment of the State of Israel. The declaration of Israel's independence was a momentous occasion. It was the acknowledgement of a Jewish state, a beacon of hope for Jews around the world. The Zionist movement had achieved its principal objective, the creation of a Jewish homeland in the ancient land of Israel. This was a significant milestone for Zionists. It was a testament to their resilience and their unwavering commitment to their cause. It was also a pivotal moment in the history of the Jewish people. For the first time in nearly 2,000 years, Jews had a nation of their own. But the establishment of Israel was not just a victory for Zionism. It also marked the beginning of a new chapter in the Middle East. Israel's birth brought about a shift in the region's dynamics, setting the stage for decades of political, social, and military developments. The creation of Israel was a profound achievement for the Zionist movement. But it was also the start of a new journey. The journey of building a nation, of fostering unity among diverse Jewish communities, and of navigating the complexities of the Middle Eastern geopolitical landscape. With the establishment of Israel, Zionism had achieved a major goal, but the journey was far from over. Zionism didn't stop with the creation of Israel. So, how has it evolved? Well, since the establishment of the Jewish state, Zionism has seen a spectrum of ideologies emerge within its ranks. Some Zionists adhere to a religious interpretation, viewing the movement as a divine mandate. Others approach it from a more secular perspective, focusing on the political and cultural aspects of Jewish statehood. Yet, the evolution of Zionism hasn't been without controversy. The movement has faced criticism both internally and externally. Critics argue that it has led to discrimination against non-Jews within Israel and that it perpetuates conflict in the Middle East. Despite these challenges, Zionism has had a profound impact on modern Israel. It has fueled Jewish immigration, bolstering the country's population and reshaping its societal fabric. It's also influenced the nation's politics, with Zionism often serving as a rallying point for various political factions. Zionism continues to shape Israel and the wider Middle East, its legacy and impact woven into the fabric of contemporary politics.